his immediate passage. So Celtic have to think again. Can't involve either full-back at the moment, what they like to do. McCoist is watching McNamara. Jury is split to this side to watch McKinley.
The Rangers have been very organised when they haven't had the ball. They're saying to Celtic, we know where your strengths are, we know where we're putting our players, and up to now they've been very disciplined. At least 2 out the front 3 have filled those wide areas and have made progress difficult.
It's been a match in midfield to this point. McLaughlin. Boyd who got a foot in. McKinley, another defender, was well in advance as well. Scoring gets Rangers out of trouble. Jury's dropped to the ground, but Tosh McKinley, one of the players booked already, not guilty of any offence then.
I think it's just a clash of heads. Surprised it was a free kick, man. Whether it was Les Morton just drops the ball, I'm not sure.
Wants the ball. Yes. A contrived drop ball. Allowing McLaren to play it upfield, and the game will officially start again from here. Tom. Oh, Gascoigne didn't expect that at all. He turned his back. Todd. Held up by McCall. Donnelly coming infield, takes over. Van Hooydonk's offside. But there was a look of a cutting edge about that Celtic attack.
That was better movement. Lovely takeover here. Donnelly comes inside. Good run across the face. It's very tight. He's not offside, actually, when you're looking at it like that. You can see Cleland at the bottom playing him onside. He did well running across the face of the defenders. That was the important thing. And he's a little unlucky to be flagged offside there.
That's Boyd's pass. Donnelly trying to put some pressure on Robertson. There's a big debate in Scotland, Andy, about Davy Robertson and the fact that Craig Brown doesn't include him in his international plans. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I saw that in the papers today, Davy, making his views known that he feels that he won't be involved. I find it strange. I think David Robertson's had a great season, and he has good quality. He's playing for one of the best clubs in the country at the highest level here, and it is strange that he's not involved in Craig Brown's squad. Scotland have done so well in qualifying for Euro 96, but the under-21 and their equivalent competition, the under-21 team are through to the semi-finals. It's a great feat. Now here's Cleland. Well, it was crowded out in the end. McLaughlin, but Rangers won it back well forward, and Celtic couldn't play their way out. McCall sorted up. And of course to FA Cup final with Everton, scored 2 goals in 1989, but Liverpool scored 3. Now Jury summoning up the reinforcements for the long throw. Only Alan McLaren, but it's back where it started, and it's a Celtic ball this time. We're dealing with a game here of very narrow margins.
improving Celtic. Rangers with this wonderful recent record, particularly in the league, looking to catch Celtic's achievement of 9 successive championships.
And Tommy Burns isn't very happy. He's down at the dugout, and Les Morton's going over to have a word with him now. But he wasn't happy at all with that tackle on Tosh McKinley. As he plays the ball up the line, Alan McLaren comes in, catches him on the knee. It's a late tackle. He's got a good view of that from where Tommy's standing, and he's every right to be upset with it.
McLaren's made his way back from the scene of his crime. Celtic making a little bit of progress down the touchline. Hughes had to scurry. On from Van Hooijdonk. Back from Robertson. For you on Sky Sports tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. A very big game for Newcastle United at Blackburn. The only current Premiership team that Les Ferdinand's never scored against. So I wonder whether that might change tomorrow. Toon Army will hope so. Gascoigne. Well, the foul it was. It wasn't the worst foul of the game. Free kick to Rangers. Gascoigne's got to move it back a couple of yards. John McLaughlin. McCall. Now Cleland. Drury was quick off the blocks he needed to be. He's done very well, Gordon Drury. Now he tries to whip it across. McNamara away, who was perhaps fortunate, through straight to McLaughlin. Tom to the left, Van Hooijdonk pulling to the right. There's a bit of space there as well for McNamara to move into, but McLaughlin's looked in the other direction, and I'm afraid he's got it wrong. It's a pity. Opened up. They were backpedaling Rangers. McNamara at last had got up, high up the pitch, free. No one goes with him. A good run across. Van Hooijdonk, he's bringing them inside there. You can see McNamara going across the top. He elects to look for Andreas Thom, and it wasn't a great ball at all. Boy. Van Hooijdonk, now they can involve McNamara here. Thom going for the running to feet, and Van Hooijdonk as well.
His touch, sorry Mark, his touch, Van Hooijdonk's touch hasn't been good so far in the match. There's been an awful lot of balls fed into his feet. He's missed his target more often than not up to now. But that's the kind of situation they're looking to get Celtic with McNamara.
McCall, the challenge was on Grant. The referee wanted to play the advantage. McCall unabashed goes in again, gets the ball this time, and he's going to get booked as well for the first challenge.
This is a one, this is a booking. See, that one's late again. Although Peter Grant jumped up very quickly, and Celtic had the ball, the referee just allowed play to go on, and then once it had gone dead, I think the booking was inevitable.
Boyd. So 5 players on the disciplinary tightrope. Stay. Now McLaughlin. This is Tom. He likes to come back and work in midfield. At times that has left Van Hooijdonk a little
short of further support. Both teams have found real difficulty in breaking down either defensive unit at the moment.
There's quick thinking at the throw from Gordon Jury and from Lardrup to receive. But the ball's gone out. He's such an elegant player, Brian Lardrup. At times it looks out of context in a match such as this one, which has all been hurly-burly to this point.
I see Celtic enjoying a huge advantage in the pressure and the control of the football, but neither team's been able to really create anything. Rangers one chance from McCoist and Celtic with Andres Tom's shot from about 25 yards, the two best openings.
Gascoigne, pass Boyd, behind Robertson though. He's a little aggravated with himself.
It's been typical of the first half though so far. Most important area of the pitch when passing, control, everything has to be right, the attacking thirds. Both teams have just been lacking a little bit in that at the moment.
But we shouldn't forget, it is a semi-final. It doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win.
Yeah, semi-finals are all about winners. Very few people remember the losing semi-finals. And they're not noted for the quality in the football in the majority of semi-finals.
Let's say the winners today will remember the losing semi-finalists because of the sweet satisfaction in the Glaswegian context. And no hard and fast conclusions to be drawn from this game at this point, except that the two great rivals are very well matched. Gascoigne trying to change that in favour of Rangers. Cleland. And that's a square of Gascoigne. Looking for something a little bit more ambitious than it was to McCall. Whether McCoist would have been allowed to go on then. Slightly tripped Hughes. Brown, first player to go down. And it's another stoppage that Les Motton's got to supervise. Donnelly in some distress for Celtic.
Well, I think this is the first one when John Brown just gets caught, just nicks in front of Pierre Van Hooijdonk. I don't think there's an awful lot the strike could do. He makes an honest attempt, I think, to go for the ball. He's just fractionally beaten to it. Then there was a crunching block tackle that involved Donnelly and Gascoigne.
Well, there's no suggestion of a free kick at the end of it. It's another drop ball. Brown's okay. Donnelly, who was only came off the worst in the second incident, is back in, battling for the ball. That was McNamara. Free kick to Rangers. The foul count rises. It's 0-0. At Hampden. Gascoigne. For Jury, for Gascoigne, he's taken it on, and it lacked only the finish.
He's been the one player in a blue jersey who's looked to be an absolute genuine threat. This is a magnificent one. Forceful, positive. He gets the return and he's a little lucky. He's on the stretch. Didn't quite cushion it near enough his body.
Van Hooijdonk.
Now that's a strange decision as well. The linesman's 5 yards away looking straight at it. The referee's about 30 yards away. And he gives the decision.
Well, he saw Van Hooijdonk fall.
He gets caught. Good spot there, ref.
free kick to Celtic, and this might be a chance. 7 minutes to go to half-time. And Hordon, watched by Petric. Hughes trying to get free, and Tom as well. And it was teased to the edge of the area. It comes back in from McLaughlin. That's Hughes. Corner.
Good job, good header from John Hughes. Very powerful in the air. He's not going to score with this header. It's too far out, he's under too much pressure. But he knows he's got to win it. He's trying to knock it down to Van Hooydonk. Gordon Brown just scrambles it wide.
McKinley to take the corner. Donnelly. Tom has kept it in. McStay. Hughes trying to get to it again. Good defending by McCoist.
Well, he'd a bit money on John Hughes against Alan McCoist, 9 times out of 10. But McCoist did his job in the edge of the 6-yard box.
It's back with another Tosh McKinley corner. McNamara, McStay. Now there might be a Rangers break on here. Dury. McCall. Robertson sprinting with him. And he might win the race here against Hughes. Davy Robertson round the back of Celtic. And Alec Cleland, the other wing-back, was trying to get into the penalty area as well. McKinley. And suddenly it's Rangers who have to do the chasing.
There's a ball on wide for the change of play.
Donnelly. Great change of direction. McLaughlin. Oh. Mown down by Cleland.
Well, that's one of the easier decisions that Les Mottram had to make today. No attempt to play the ball. McLaughlin skipping past Cleland into the danger area.
But all coming after a great break by Davy Robertson at the other end.
Well, he did ever so well. He stood the ball up brilliantly, and the only thing that he did wrong was he got a little bit too much on it.
It's the fourth Rangers caution of the first half. The half that's still got 4 minutes of stoppage time to run. McKinley takes it. Spins off the head of Brown. Tom settles for the throw. Rangers had everyone back, but just having to release 1 or 2 out of the penalty area. It's a free kick against Van Hooydonk. Oh, and a strange one from Gora. Caught McCall out. And the goalkeeper puts up the hand of apology. McKinley, danger not over to Rangers yet. Because Tosh McKinley was on the ball in a wide position, and that can spell trouble to the opposition. It didn't that time.
I'm a bit surprised he didn't cross it earlier. He's every right to be holding that hand up.
He's every right to be saying to his goalkeeper, don't do that. Talk about playing from the back, but that was very reckless from Andy Goram. Doesn't make many mistakes, but that was one of them, and he wasn't in the end punished for it. Danced on by Dury. Gascoigne. Not easy for Dury here, but he's got it down. McCall. Laudrup spotted Robertson again. And he tried to steer it. McCoist must score! Rangers take the lead. The holders are behind. 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, the master goal poacher gets one of the easiest goals he'll ever score against Celtic. But an awful lot's down to David Robertson's again forceful run. It's on his weaker side, and he didn't just try and blast it. He looks to feed this past the goalkeeper. Just watch the way he sidefoots this. Looking to place it. Gordon Marshall can only just stop it and nothing else. And McCoist just doesn't miss those kind of chances. Keeper thinks he's done his job, but with McCoist around, you have to do a little bit more than that.
Well, the player who settled the last Scottish Cup tie between these two clubs, a semi-final 4 years ago. He's given Rangers the advantage here, and it was made by a player who has good cause to forget that particular match. Davy Robertson, he was sent off before McCoist scored, before the match had even really taken shape. He's had a say in this semi-final of the right kind. Loudon, play on.
Well, the game needed a goal desperate from either side, just to bring it to life. It hadn't really caught fire at all.
McLaughlin. Well, Donnelly just put on the brakes for a second, and when he started to get going again, he wasn't going to catch it.
It was a great run from Robertson for the goal, Martin, but what great vision from Loudon, who had a little look and just played a one-touch pass to him.
And Gordon Marshall, at full stretch, could only parry the ball out. The goalkeeper who started as a junior with Rangers is the beaten Celtic goalkeeper here. The first goal of the semi-final. Brown. Here's McCall. Certainly the first half of few chances. Two of them to McCoist. And by the law of averages, he was going to take the second one.
His eyes must have just grown huge, lit up as he saw that ball drop there.
Jury. Here's Cleland. Couldn't get through them. Tom on to Grant. Rangers have got a problem with Donnelly on the outside. It's all about their picking the right options. There were one or two available to Donnelly.
That was the hardest option, man. I couldn't see the thinking there. He's not going to score playing a ball there, but Tom had pulled to the back post completely free.
Well, at half-time in the Scottish Cup semi-final here at Hampden, one goal, the man with the Midas touch, Ali McCoist. After a bitty, at times bad-tempered match to that point, Andy Tom came close with a streamer from the edge of the Rangers penalty area. But Celtic, a goal behind, the trophy perhaps slipping from their grasp. 1-0 to Rangers at half-time.
Half-time. They lead by a goal to nil. The cup holders are not best pleased, naturally. 1-0 Rangers, Ali McCoist's goal separating the sides. Attempts few and far between. Celtic 3, and they haven't hit the target yet. Rangers just 2 on target. We've had more bookings than we have goal attempts. McKinley and McStay and John Brown inside the first 13 minutes. Jury, McCall and Alex Cleland followed them into the book. Possession 55% to Celtic, but they trail the action areas. That's been dominated by Celtic as well. Kevin Drinkle and Charlie Nicholas are our guests here this afternoon, and I think a unanimous verdict at half-time here that Rangers are a little fortunate to be in front. Would you agree, Kevin?
Yeah, I think so. It isn't the game we wanted. Not a lot of shots, not a lot of efforts on the goal, and I think just on that basis, and neither team deserves to be winning at the minute.
You said, Charlie, before we started, that you felt Celtic needed the first goal. Now, they haven't got it. Worse, Rangers have. Yeah. It's all uphill now, isn't it?
I think it's very difficult now for Celtic. I think Celtic have the players to get involved and get them back in the game. But Rangers tend to do this to Celtic. They've done it all season. I've sat back, both myself and Kevin, I've thought, you know, it's frustrating watching Rangers playing with just Ali McCoist up front. But they do this so often to Celtic, it frustrates them. You can see Rangers maybe hitting Celtic in the break now.
I didn't hear a word you said.
Thanks, Rip.
It's Davy Provin's friend, isn't it, on the PA here. So let's have a look back at the highlights of that first half. Andy Tom had no sooner got a boot in the face from John Brown that he got up and hit this, Charlie, and that was in, wasn't it?
Oh, well, it deceives Andy Gorham. You actually see Andy stepping to his right here, because he looks off balance, Andy Tom, when he hits this, but he comes across and gets tremendous power in it. And I mean, Andy Gorham was well beaten. I mean, that could easily have ended up in the net. I mean,
on target, was in. Nothing the keeper could do about that.
No, nothing. He'd gone the wrong way.
McCoist has got the goal that separates the two teams, but what an opportunity this was earlier in the game, when I think, Kevin, most in the stadium were holding their breath, because normally he'd score here, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it was great movement and a great ball by Gascoigne that gets him in. I think just here he spots Laudrup, and that takes his mind off what he's trying to do. Normally you wouldn't have to ask him twice, he'd just stick it in the net.
Or alternatively you run that square, don't you?
Well, I think that just confused him slightly, and that's not something that's been said about Alistair.
I felt he would probably maybe even worry about being offside for Laudrup there. I think he just, without being aware of it, I think he ends up in Coisties Road, and he'd be probably worrying about just sticking it in the net.
He could see the goal. He's a goal scorer.
He wouldn't pass it. That's for sure.
Paul Gascoigne has been quieter than he was the last time we saw this game, what, 3-4 weeks back. Why, Kevin?
Well, I think we talked about it. We're just seeing here, I said before the game, that I think he likes to get his head up and play off people in front of him, play them little 1-2s. And with the way Rangers have set out, which is maybe to frustrate the Celtic fullbacks getting forward, he hasn't had people in front of him to play them 1-2s off. That time it worked great, and Burley would have maybe hoped to have a better strike on the goal.
And then just as we saw in the dugout, instructions to calm it, wait. We can see half-time through here.
Yeah.
Walter Smith particularly. Rangers struck, and this is the goal. From all the way back.
Yeah, Judy's done well. He's consistent, gets Gascoigne's return pass, and he keep it quite well here. It's a good pass from McCall, but it's made by Laudrup and the run from Robertson. He takes a gamble, and he tries to place it with his weaker foot. And there they say Mr. Luck has arrived. But he's done it so often. This guy has made a career of a real high standard with these tap-ins. He never gives up hope. I actually wonder whether Robertson's shot is going in, but Marshall has to save it. And that's typical McCoist.
But if you go across the keeper, Kevin, isn't this the message that Andy's constantly talking about week in, week out? That's going to happen 9 times out of 10, isn't it?
I mean, that's what you want. That's an ideal goal. You ask people to do that. And one of my shouts when I'm stood at the side of the pitch now is rebounds, and that's what you're looking for. If you hit the target, make the goalkeeper knock it down. Very difficult to save them and keep hold of them in that situation. So McCoist there again, be looking to do that all the time.
Just 2 attempts on target, that was one of them. They both come from Rangers. Celtic haven't yet hit the target, Charlie. Yeah. What have they got to do in this second 45 to put that to rights? Well,
I think in Van Hooijdonk especially, I think he's been trying to play a lot of one-touch passing. They have good movement in Andy Tom and Donnelly, and McLaughlin wide on the left has been fairly quiet so far. I would prefer Van Hooijdonk to hold it in and get support from the midfield. They tend to first time everything, and I think they just quicken it up too much at times, and I would rather see him holding it in, getting support, and then I think Celtic can get probably more shots, more attempts and goal.
This is their 6th attempt this season at beating Rangers. It hasn't happened yet, and we talked about it before the game. Psychologically, is that something that they are thinking about at this moment, or is that a million miles from their thoughts?
No, I don't think it's a worry. The worry for Celtic is they know again, if they've major possession again, 55%, they'll always have the possession, but they've got to make it count. The final ball so far has been quite poor. They've gone into decent areas and not made it count so far.